tonight. President Uhuru Kenyatta has warned Somalia to desist from what he terms provoking Kenya by violating her territorial integrity. In a statement to newsrooms, the president has called on Somalia to resolve its internal political wrangles without roping in Kenya as a scapegoat. This, the latest in a list of diplomatic spats between the two countries that threatens progress made in flushing out terror threats posed by al-Shabaab militants inside Somalia. Let's begin our broadcast tonight with our very own Sam Gituku.
Welcome home, as I always say.
It's been a consistent spiral down for the two neighbors since the maritime border dispute found its way to the International Court of Justice. Tension that had seen Kenya recall her ambassador to Somalia and expel Somalia's envoy in Nairobi. The latest events in Mandera appearing to strain relations even further. In the Mande fighting between Somali National Army forces and those from the Jubaland state, the federal government accused Kenya of sheltering a fugitive minister of Jubaland. President Kenyatta now accusing the Somali forces of violating Kenya's territorial integrity and sovereignty, saying that the attack was unwarranted and meant to provoke Kenya. The president saying Kenya acted with total restraint. A statement from State House was released after the president chaired a special sitting of the National Security Council that comprises the Deputy President, Cabinet Secretaries of Defense, Foreign Affairs and Interior Affairs. Others are Attorney General, Chief of Defense Forces, National Intelligence Boss and the Inspector General of Police. On 27 February 2020, Somalia's envoy to the UN, Abukar Osman, is said to have accused Kenya of meddling into Somalia's sovereignty. The National Security Council saying that such are part of a persistent pattern of ill intent to use Kenya as a scapegoat to justify internal challenges. Kenyatta saying the country will not be used as such. Mogadishu government has been seeking to entrench itself in the terror-ridden nation faced with the threat of a fragmented society and the al-Shabaab militants. While Kenya has invested heavily since the Operation Linda Nchi mission in 2011 and subsequently joining of KDF forces into the African Union forces under AMISOM, the terror threat remains. The president expressing fatigue in the statement where he calls for Somali security forces at both federal and state levels to strive to defeat al-Shabaab terrorists, to stabilize the country and ultimately take over national security responsibilities from AMISOM. To do so, Kenyatta warns the President Mohamed Farmajo's government to urgently and exhaustively seek political consensus internally towards a path of peace which the president says cannot be achieved through the barrel of a gun. The terror threat in Somalia and Kenya's proximity through the border along the northeastern region remains a thorn for Kenya. A country that has been forced to revise her military strategy, including opening a military barracks in Garissa in December 2019. With the tension between Nairobi and Mogadishu, Kenyatta now wants the federal government to desist from the unwarranted provocations, focus on managing its internal affairs, defeating terrorism, advancing the cause of peace, security and stability in the region. Sam Gituku, TV.